games, huh? So this is from the Red Bull tournament over the weekend. It does play just a variety of good cards. We've got Chariots into Wrenn and Seven, and then we also got some Tovolar's Huntmaster here at the very top end of our curve. We've got some good interaction like Culling and Crippling Fear and Binding of the Old Gods. We have a blue splash for counterspells because having counterspells really isn't optional in this Epiphany-based format. We got black for some quality removal, and then we've got Emergent Sequence kind of tying the room together for us. 10 sub-gifts, Space Martian. Good morning to you. That's very generous. Happy Monday. All right, let's dive on into some games with this Sultai deck and see how things go here for us. Second at an MCQ. What's an MCQ? There was a Mythic Championship qualifier? Where did that take place? I think we mulligan this. If we use these to get our other colors and they just kill our lands, we're kind of locked out. Oh, is it paper? Rhoda can have paper PTQ. Got it. I have no idea. Chad, I don't really look at I didn't really look at Boomer Magic tournament results because again, like they're not relevant for the data breakdowns I'm doing. Thanks for the bitty sporadic. The new crowns look good in Champions Z. I think we hold on to this because this can kill dragons, so we'll just chill. Feeling kind of dead, fam. Right on time, Negate. Welcome to the party. I'm not gonna comment on every spoiler every day because we will do a full set review once we get everything. But we did get a braid spoiled. It looked like I saw that come across my Twitter timeline. Now, the problem here is that, like, we killed the Chariot, but, like, all these other things are still hanging out on the board, right? I honestly have no idea, Martian. Magic pumps out so many products that it's my job to play Magic. It's hard to keep up with when all the things are supposed to happen. Yeah, Syncopate was already historic legal. Hey, thanks for the brand new Prime support, Luan. Welcome back. Toe Smasher, thanks for the 31 months. Good morning. It has been a while since pink hair. Oh, man. Noxious moved to Facebook gaming for streaming. That's interesting. Hopefully he got a fat check for doing that. Eat these, I think. This has menace, so I can't double block here. I actually never had a chance to play Kiki Pod. I was playing bad Delver of Secrets decks when Pod was legal in Modern mostly. So 7 months, Chastity. Good morning, good morning.
We must regenerate.
Immortal. Speaking of Kiki Cord days, that was an excellent draw, chat. Sometimes lucky. Thank you for the 48 months. Welcome back.
Do not underestimate. From root to canopy, the trees are mighty.
The trees are mighty. Morning, Elwyn. Thanks for the 44 months. Now this predator gets bigger every turn, but my tree should get bigger every turn too.
Power grows with tender.
Okay, we've got Negate and Power Word kill here, so I feel like we're a little bit ahead at the moment. Yeah. They don't really have good attacks here. Yeah, they just gotta chill. It's good for us. You get to sit here and accumulate card advantage.
Rich soil grows mighty forest.
Yeah, at some point here, my opponent's gonna draw, like, lands 5 and 6. I wonder if it was right to cash this in for just another Tree Folk this turn. I feel like I can afford to be greedy. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this now, so that way they can't keep using it to tap the Predator. So we have 5 blockers. It could also be right for me to, like, throw my Chariot away to make a Tree Folk token. Could be correct. The real question here is if they go to, like, Dragonfire my Tree Folk, do I save it? Oh, they can use the Paladin to do this. I think that's fine. I obviously can't take the hit, right? Like, I die if I do. This does mean we need to start attacking them, though. Need to start abyssing them back.
Trees can fight their own battles.
Tapping these. Leave this cat back. Copy this. Exile the thing. What's going on, Beck? Thank you for the over 3 years. It is a fantastic animation. Welcome back. Oh, they can spend the treasure here to trade the paladin for my tree folk if they wanted. They're just making a treasure, sure. Morning, Sherwood. Really surprised they didn't trade for my 9/9 there using the treasure, because it gives death touch when you spend a treasure to give the 2 attack. And they're running out of creatures here, right? So like they can attack with Predator and pump it to eat a tree folk here again. But then they have to sacrifice a creature, and then they die in the backswing, right? I don't know. I don't know that guy Root is competitive in Historic. Morning, call me Fate. Well, like I've often said, people don't quick magic, they just take breaks, so we'll be here whenever you mosey on back around. If you haven't had a chance to try Unite, I'd encourage you to give that a try. It's a ton of fun. Solid negate here. I don't even think we're gonna leave the negate in post board. Their deck's pretty creature based. I'm kind of impressed we won that. I felt like we were pretty far behind in the early turns there. Definitely want the extra stroke. Bloodchief's Thirst seems fine. Is Culling Ritual good here? It probably is, right? Like they have this. And it kills their treasures too. Do I need Culling and Crippling Fear? Probably not. Yeah, cleaning up Chariot's great. Remember when Magic players thought Garuda needed to be banned? Oh, Magic players. It seems like pretty reasonable if we draw Blue Source. Like, has a piece of cheap interaction regardless. Just the 29 months too much, dog. Welcome back. Morning, good morning. And the Paladin here does unfortunately mean they get to play a 4-drop on turn 3. So pretty good. Yes. The Lion's Eye Diamond Gyruda stuff was really funny to me. Yes, the problem is the 6-mana 6/6. It's definitely not the artifact that makes 3 mana that's been playing every combo deck in your format for forever almost. Pay no attention to the free mana behind the curtain. Yikes. Oh, I should have killed this in response. I'll let them make their dragon bigger for free here. That card's allowed to be good because it's old. Mood. That's true. The dragon, it's kind of a wash, right? Would not be better to hold up Infernal and the counter? I don't have blue mana, Robin. Hey, thanks for the 2 months, Mo Div. Better late than never. Good to have you in chat. This is only a 6/6, which means the Predator gets to attack into it this turn, which is not great for us. Tainted Adversary also has Death Touch. Probably dead here. Yeah, they've got the creature lands too. Our hand needed to draw the blue source to be able to stop the dragon, and we just didn't. Our deck doesn't have a lot of really any answers to Predator. I mean, if I had copies of Soul Shatter in the deck, I would have listed Soul Shatter when I talked about answers to Predator. Chat! Come on, you're killing me, Smalls. Like, I didn't say answers don't exist. I said this deck doesn't really have any answers. You are correct that there are black removal spells in the format that kill the dragon. It is not unkillable. This particular deck that we copy and pasted off the internet this morning is not playing any, was my statement, and it is a true statement. Fine, chat. We deserve to not have any answers because we're a dirty, filthy net decker, okay? Yeah, Halloween was good. The kids did trick or treat. Before we went out, Jacob announced that he wanted to trick or treat for the entire 3 hours he was allowed to. And then after about 55 minutes, he was done and we went home. I'm just playing out another one of these. I mean, my backyard's a cornfield, good nuts, but I live in a, like, I don't know if we qualify as major metropolitan area, but Bloomington Normal has 100,000 people in it. We're a thoroughly mid-sized town here in the Midwest. My kids dress up as, I have a Twitter picture. I'll show the Twitter picture. Quickly to the social medias. This was all of us. Christy and I were unicorns this year. And then Haley was a squid. She's an adorable squid chip. They are in fact creepers. She's playing one of those Squid Games the kids are talking about. You know, I've heard about that Squid Game show. Is it a good kids show for my child that wanted to dress up as a squid? Is it good TV for my 16-month-old chat? What do you think? Let me know. Let's let Twitch chat parent. It's all about kids games. Okay, sure. That sounds cool. Twitch plays parenting. Oh no. Won't somebody please think of the children? I mean, I can't block this predator, right? It's just like attacking with everything is the plan. Oh, this leaves us dead on the backswing, doesn't it? Yeah, actually I have Hive for the Eye Tyrant. I missed the Hive. Damn. Alright, let's put some Soul Shatters. Actually, let's put some Flunks in here. Is what we should, some mix of Flunks and Soul Shatters as answers to Predator. Flunk's actually not that good of an answer to Predator, is it? Because they have to be down to 3 cards in hand for it to kill it the first turn it comes out. It has a very small window. I don't, like, Baleful Mastery's not really a playable Magic card yet. It's not a particularly good card. Giving your opponent, like, you gotta remember, when you Baleful Mastery something, you're effectively 1 for 0ing it, right? So, like, you're getting rid of the threat But in any sort of grindy matchup, you're replacing your opponent's threat with another resource. Yeah, Shatter's good against Goldspan too. Is a big true. Yes, yeah, Three Smith put it very concisely there. You're spending a card to hopefully downgrade their card in most instances. And if you're paying 4 mana there, at that point you might as well just play Soul Shatter, right? Because I could pay 3 mana with Soul Shatter to get the same result. And Soul Shatter is better than Baleful Mastery against Goldspan. Turn 1 Island Goal. Chat, I've been lied to. You sit on a throne of lies. You have unsummoned my forest. Got me. I bet they're playing one of the other decks I want to play today or tomorrow. This is the Esper Witch Lear deck. This is another matchup where Soul Shatter is fine. Cletus! That's not really an anti-Chariot card. Chat, whenever people bring up stuff like a Braid or that other card as anti-Chariot cards, it really reminds me that people at their core don't seem to understand why Chariot is good. Like, Prismari Command is like the closest thing we get to an anti-Chariot card. Like, Prismari Command kills the Chariot and it kills half the tokens. Like, the reason why Chariot is so good is because it leaves value behind. If they leave us Wrenn and Seven here, yeah, I'm actually not going to play Wrenn this turn if they leave up Jawari Disruption mana. I think we just, like, crack the clue and chill with the negate. There's no reason to play into a disruption here. Oh, this gives him the Cletus activation. I think that's still right, though. This is like our last threat. And then with the binding here, we actually get to play Wrenn with Negate up next turn to stop something like a Divide by happening to our thing. Which is nice. Yikes. Removal spell? Disdainful Stroke? Plunge. Alright, so... we're dead? Question mark? We're actually just dead, right? Might be a quick session for the shitty Sultai deck, champ. I'm kind of feeling myself be over it. We did get new bit badges. So you get to bring in Go Blank, Soul Shatter's decent here. Let me get some Infernal Grasp is actually probably fine. Hermit seems good here, right? Can you explain why you want counter spells against the deck playing a bunch of copies of cards that says things can't be countered? Because that doesn't compute for me. I think Skyclave's awkward here because their witches make 1/1 blockers too. Emergent Sequence here. Again, I think I want to wait on this, this Go Blank. A lot of these witch decks play Disruption. And I've got so many pieces of mana, I don't want to run into it if I can avoid it. They could have Negate post board here. We do have a lot of good Negate targets. We're such a powerful wizard, chat. Such a powerful mage. Hibdatorak hit 2 lands, something like that. Goodbye, friend. Really surprised. They totally should have just countered her spell, right? It would have denied us a land. And drop all the epiphany. Just a benevolent geist. Got lands for days, shit. We'll lead on Chariot here, so that way we could go Wrenn into make a token, copy the token next turn ideally. Double top. Well, that's marginally terrifying. Oh. What sleeves do they have? I believe this is the 3/4 Merfolk alternate art. Yeah. It's a deck list from the Red Bull tournament that happened over the weekend, Moonboots. It's green-black mid-range with a blue splash for counter spells, because you need to have counter spells. That's a pretty good one. All right. 16 power. Go. Yeah, move, Yugi boy. This is all we got. I think your comment's really lazy and bad. And I'm going to give you a 10-minute timeout. And if you want to come back and criticize our deck after the fact with some reasonable, constructive card suggestions, you're welcome to do that. But in the meantime, in between time, sit down and shut up. Adversary tramples here too. It's not bad. Now, they did untap with Lair, which probably means we're dead. But it is what it is. So you're saying there's a chance. He says before his opponent casts second Lair. Yeah. So we're down but not out. They notably did not flash back the Hermit. Is interesting. So they've got like a draw 2 here or something? It's good. Punished for holding a land in hand. Our opponent did get punished for sequencing. Oh, I guess they just wanted this to be uncounterable, huh? It's fair. Play my lands out so I don't get punished by another go blank like that. Having lands in play has value because we're a Wrenn and Seven deck. It's a pretty good pickup. Yeah, the value with Emergent Sequence is like pretty minimal though. The old go blank teachings combo here from the opponent. Stroke me, daddy. They're considering it. It's for the 3/4 of a year, Viper Strike. Welcome back. Just keeping me around. Chat, unless someone offers to pay me to play a game, I'm really not looking for new games to play. I have a giant backlog of games that I have purchased on sale at various points, but haven't played. Speaking of, we're into our second session of Mass Effect this afternoon. End of January? Maybe. I don't know. Mass Effect's supposed to be like 55 hours, and I imagine we'll do somewhere between 8 to 12 hours a week. I'll take a few days off when the Magic set releases, but... No, I absolutely despise the first session of Mass Effect, and that's why we're going to play some more this afternoon. Yeah, no, I'm talking about all three. The time to beat for all three is listed as like 55 hours. And usually I'm about 10 to 20% under the estimated time to beat based on other games that I've played in the past. When I keep this, our hand obviously needs to draw lands, but I put in some very attrition-based deck. And starting down cards isn't good in attrition-based matchups, so. Bakasine, thanks for the 2 years. Welcome back. Alabama, thanks for the follow. Good morning, good morning. Yes, we peeled a removal spell for the Lair and ended up in an okay spot here. I assume this is gonna die, but might as well. This is where the magic happens. We were 48% to draw a land there, according to my tapped out. 24 lands left in the deck. Okay. And they have Jawari Disruption up here still. I'm going to lead on Adversary because I think this is the card I care about getting Disruption the least. It's nice that it resolves. We could see a YOLO Lair here. They know 3 of my 5 cards. We thankfully have Infernal Grasp if they do that. Malevolent Hermit. Yep. Another land drop is great. Wow. Is their hand just like all blanks? I mean, I wouldn't complain if it was. Oh, that's a good draw. So let's start here then. Wait, they don't have an island up. I'll attack with bolt to start. Oh, they can't counter my spells anyways, so it didn't matter. I forgot. Lair static text is symmetrical. Yeah, they couldn't have countered it anyways. They could have duressed me with better play, yeah. Man, I was not expecting to win this, huh? So let's power word kill the witch. And then we'll Infernal Grasp the Lair. Oh, it can't be countered. I didn't have to pay 3. I didn't have to pay 3 there, chat. It's fine. We're far enough ahead that doesn't matter. We're just flexing. Exactly. Yeah, Ward's rules text says it counters the card. So you have something like Abrupt Decay, for example. You don't have to pay wards. What a weird game. Go blank really getting to flex there, huh? That effect is super powerful in this format. Incidental graveyard hate. Hey Houston, thanks for the 11 months. Came for the magic, stayed for the biting social commentary. I try. Thanks for keeping me around. I'll keep this in the dark. They play creatures with the board quickly, will be in trouble, but Negate has a lot of live text here. And even if there's something like Mono Green, if their turn 2 play is like Ranger's class, this Negate plays, so this is definitely keepable. Dragula, the Hostmage. Believe it or not, I've listened to Dragula a number of times growing up, Chip. Ramp it up. Do. What happened to Spider-Man? He had to go back to saving the city. His vacation in Cornlandia was cut short. So the quarter of a year, Patrick. Hey, thanks for taking some of the rich Jeff's money and sending it to this Jeff. Welcome back, Gorilla. We just smack him, huh? Just in for 4. Dougal, thanks for the almost 2.5 years. Welcome back. Divide by 0. I think I'm actually just gonna go ahead and get my mana spent here. Let's keep them under pressure. I think we're definitely the beatdown here. Got him. What's going on, Mikey? Thanks for the over 2.5 years. Welcome back.
The will of the woods is made manifest.
Made manifest. Yeah, we had a good evening, Atomic. Went trick-or-treating for like an hour with the kids, and then we had some of our friends over to play some board games after and eat some dinner together. It was a good evening. Nice and chill. We pulled the Saran wrap off one of the dozens of games behind me that Christy and I haven't actually played yet, and played it for the first time. Ended up being very reasonable. Not all Kickstarter games are made with the same quality, chat. Don't ask me what the new game was called. Look at my Twitter account. I'm both telling you that because I want you to follow me on Twitter, and also because I don't remember what the game is called. Will we get another turn? Doo-dah, doo-dah. We could die without a turn. Oh, the doo-dah day. We could really die to Aldrin's Epiphany. Gonna make some birds. Do-do-do-do-do. Bum 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 bum. Alright, the fact that they had to use their treasure to Epiphany here is a big deal. That's good for us. Stuckums, thanks for the 25 months. Welcome back. Why are you such a good parody singer? I would like to think my high school improv teacher would be very proud of me if she could see what I do now for a living. Violence will be met with violence. Wrenn and Seven confirmed an eye for an eye. Should we fight the bird? Yeah, I guess it technically pushes lethal, right? Oh no, it had to use both green. I thought I was being clever leaving a green up. Turns out I was not. I was not, in fact, a clever girl. We're very fat and dumb, chat. Okay, I mean, they'll be going to 4 here. Untap green stars. Yikes. Hey, Witchstock, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, they probably should have Windfall to stop it from flipping. Agree. Opponent definitely made a sequencing mistake there, not being used to playing against Huntmaster. Is a big true. Crippling Fear, Culling Ritual out. I think Windfall means we don't put them on dragons. It's a pretty clean sideboard. I don't think I'm going to bring in Soul Shatter until I see dragons out of them. I guess we could probably expect Smoldering Eggs, though, right? maybe we do want some of that. Let's try this. Move on. Couple of pieces of removal. Chat, my baby girl started in the toddler room at daycare today. She's no longer in with the youngest kids there. And for those of you that are measuring your time based on how long the pandemic's been, she was born after the pandemic started. So, it's been a while. It was really funny. So she finally has enough hair that Christy had been putting her hair in like a ponytail on top of her head. And last night she put her in pigtails on either side for her Halloween costume. And Jacob looked at her and goes, she evolved into toddler cutie. Because usually we call her baby cutie. It was very amusing. She figured out how good candy is yet. We don't really let her have too much candy. Like fruit, we let her have fruit snacks. But that's about as sugary as she gets. We do need to get an updated Haley picture. That's true. This is my 4-3. There are many like it, but this one is mine. We were talking about it earlier, and I said I didn't know. Is there anybody in chat that knows when spoiler season ends? It's sometime next week, right? Do we get a full spoiler on the 30th or the 29th? I actually have no idea. Well, sure, but spoiler season for this set is going to end. We get the full set on the... That can't be Thursday. Thursday's too fast. It's probably Friday, maybe the 5th. Because it releases on the 11th on Arena, right? Okay, so the where to find previews means that it should end on the 5th because they don't preview every single card usually. So there will be a like full spoiler posting or full set post usually the day after spoiler season ends. So that if they end on the 4th there, it should be Friday then. We'll probably set review on Monday then. Question mark? Probably Monday. I think I'm just supposed to put pressure into play here. Just hope they don't take enough turns to kill me. BT dub for subs that are just coming in. If you haven't taken a second to fill out the sub survey in the Discord server, you have until this Friday to do that. Subs get to vote on the format of the upcoming Hoaglandia Open on the 14th. When's the Pokemon update? Unite doesn't really communicate patches and stuff like that in advance, so we could be getting a balanced patch this week, but we also just don't know. Oh, TCG. I don't think they've posted a release date for their new digital client yet, last I checked. Oh, what time on Friday for the survey? Let's just say Thursday night. I'm gonna make a decision Friday on stream. Oh, you know what? I should have played the Briarbridge Tracker out here, right? Is what I should have done, and then I could have crewed off the tracker, and then I would have gotten in with these tokens, right? Because I'm playing tracker regardless of what they do. Yeah, definitely should have led on this. Would have gotten in 4 more points of damage here. Hopefully they just like jam an expensive spell, we counter it. You're voting for Hoots to be Unite. So, fun update on that front. It's like technically a little bit premature because we haven't fully signed all of the contracts yet, but I have a verbal agreement, so I'm going to share this. I have secured at least one sponsor to fund a prize pool for a Pokemon Unite tournament with coverage. So that's tentatively going to be happening on December 4th, should we get those contracts signed and everything goes as planned. That one will be open entry. You don't need to be subbed or anything like that. Just if you play Unite and have a group of people to play with, you'll be able to join. And we'll have the prize pool that I tentatively have an agreement with the sponsor is going to be $500 in cash prizes for that to the top 3 teams, most likely. Eggs, chat, eggs. All right, so we're definitely playing this, and we'll start by attacking. The fact that I could have been +4 damage, this game's a really big deal. My sequencing mistake on the tracker really coming back to bite us. Listen, chat. Of course Pokemon Unite has built-in spectator mode. What kind of shitty second-rate application doesn't have a built-in spectator mode? Like, would people even play games that are competitive that don't have a spectator feature to provide coverage? Man, that's kind of a beating. This is like one of the few cards that can really get them back into this. That's a pretty big yikes for us. Yeah, we did get punished for using Stroke over Negate. I think in general, using the Stroke first is correct in this matchup, but yeah, definitely super punishing here. I mean, making a huge adversary doesn't really accomplish anything, because I know they have this in their hand, right? Although it kind of doesn't accomplish anything anyways, right? Because they get to double this up. Yeah, the fact that Galvanic Iteration beats counter spells is it's pretty awful in terms of the gameplay it generates. Well, at least the good news is the fact that I missed 4 points of damage this game ultimately didn't matter. This is just a really good example of how outclassed our deck is by something like what the opponent's deck is doing. This did not feel particularly good. So, it was pretty brutal. Game felt really close right up until it wasn't. That's how those matchups tend to feel, right? Like, it feels like you're kind of like hanging on for dear life, and then they pivot and slam the door right in your face. See, it could draw some lands. It's very reasonable. 2, 3, 4, 5 as a counterspell as well. Feels Magic the Gathering, man. It was funny with the SCG Invitational happening this past weekend. I saw some comments from people about like practicing for a ton of hours only to just get like die to land screw after traveling across the country, and I was just like, man, I was a special sort of stupid to spend a lot of time doing that in my early 20s. Magic is so much more enjoyable, chat, when I just get to play it from my house. So that way when I get mana screwed, I just get to like go do something else instead. So I don't need to hold up Stroke this turn, he said, question mark, or do I? They could Windfall us. I'm gonna start by attacking here. If they don't tap out and they just let us attack here, I'm gonna play an island, but if they bounce this, we'll play the Hive. They're killing it with fire, that's fine. Okay, so this wasn't an Epiphany.
Unleashed on another forest.
They have a burn down the house here or another Battle of Frost and Fire. We're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Long tank on the Scry. And encourage you to check out Meta Monday. Not this most recent one, but the one before that. There's a matchup table where it goes over the matchups against the Izzet turn stack. The actual answer to your question is that nothing has a slam dunk matchup against it. There's some things that are a little bit better and a little bit worse, but part of the reason why the Epiphany deck is good is because it doesn't have any matchups where it's like 70-30 or even 40-60. Actually update that Meta Monday link to this week. So we just do this to make a 5/5, right? Alright, why would I want to uptick? Can you explain? What's the benefit to upticking? They haven't played Burn Down the House yet. They've played Battle of Frost and Fire. And they've played Burning Hands. So it's already outside of range of Battle of Frost and Fire, and it wouldn't get outside of the range of the other. To answer your question more directly, by down-ticking Wrenn there, it gave me lethal on board the following turn with the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, which I think is better than the lines people are suggesting. I think I just Huntmaster and hope for no Epiphany. The Cyclone Summoner this opponent is playing has been very, very good. It's the reason they've been in both of these games. Being able to reset the board is pretty strong. For the follow RB Comics. Well, we're in an okay spot until they have a copy spell for their turn spell. And then we're in a little bit of a middling spot. Unfortunately, don't have double blue, so can't just hold up double stroke here. Okay, that's good for us. Kind of bad sequencing on the opponent's part here. Because they're spending treasures on this, which are a temporary resource, they should definitely just take their draw step and then cast this after they've drawn a card. It lets them make their scribes a little bit more information. Thanks for the half a year, Monkey Boy. Welcome back. Good morning. Whoop. For the follower is based. I don't really keep track barn large, so I don't remember. We're supposed to jam this.
Come, Seven. It is time for battle.
It is time for battle. Then I think we just cash the Chariot in for another Treefolk token, right? Tilts.
The will of the woods is made manifest.
And then they know we're at least representing something here, right? Because I declined to recast my Skyclave Shade when I could have. So they're expecting something. Land drop here is lovely. It means that this is big enough to attack through the summoner. Yep, got a jump block. Oh, I missed lethal with the Hive, right? No, wait. No, we're short still. Never mind. Never mind. This game 3 kind of a clinic in why having counter spells really isn't optional for mid-range decks in this format. Yeah, I mean this deck went 10-1 in the Red Bull tournament. Thanks for the follow, Schiller. Really a good example there of how counter spells can tip these matchups for you. We probably would have won that matchup 2-0 had our opponent not had Cyclone Summoner. That card was pretty good against us. That's kind of an uncommon inclusion in the opponent's archetype. It's not one that sees a ton of play. Alright, well, hopefully there are deck with creatures in it, huh? Come on, play a forest. God bless us, everyone. Goodbye, friend. I did see we got an Abrade reprint. Abrade is a good card that will see play, but I'd also like to say that Abrade is less of an answer to Epiphany than a lot of people seem to think. Would be my kind of curb your enthusiasm type reaction to it. Syncopate's a good reprint. I was a little bit worried that the blue decks wouldn't have enough good answers to Thalia when they were on the play, and Syncopate means that I don't have to worry about that anymore. Did I say Epiphany? Yeah, I meant Chariot. Sorry, we were just talking about Epiphany. So the 7 months, coward. I mean, Thalia's definitely going to see play, chat. Thalia's a good magic card that, like, slots into an existing good deck. So we can actually double Crippling Fear here, right? Yeah, a Braid still only answers half a Chariot. So, like, you'll be happy with answering half a Chariot in a lot of situations, but it's really not going to make Chariot any less good.
Symbiosis is harmony, and harmony is strength.
Mono Blue Burn, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Freeze probably not good. Definitely want the extra sweeper, piece of spot removal. Sometimes I spend. Hey, my spells did stuff. They just, like, the opponent had more stuff after the fact. Oh, I hope I don't live to regret bottoming that. Yeah, let's run some lands off here, chat. Get our 1, 2, 3, 4 curve in. They did the brawl. They did the blizzard brawl. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, let's see if we can run the Wrenn into Chariot power combo here. And I think I want to leave my tree folks up to block as 5/5s here. If they have another Blizzard Brawl next turn, they could crew their Chariot and then fight one of my tree folks and get an attack in. Someone in chat last week actually had a really good observation about Thalia. I think there's a real chance that Thalia improves the mono green matchup for the white decks more than it improves the Epiphany matchup for the white decks. which sounds really weird to say, but I think it might be the reality in which we live. Like making their fight spell less efficient is a big deal. It fights Chariot and Wrenn too. Yeah, it's very in line with Duress is very good against mono green. We're liking Mass Effect. Our first session was fun on Friday. We played for over 3 hours. A couple of people said that they felt the UI for Mass Effect 1 was clunky, but it really wasn't that bad. There were slightly fewer map indicators than I would have preferred, but other than that, it was pretty reasonable. They improved it in the remake. That's good.
From root to canopy, the trees are mighty.
All right, for people taking notes at home, can someone please write down that Esika's Chariot into Wrenn and Seven on the play is good? It might be something we need to reference later, and we don't want to forget it. We were the better mono green deck there with some off land choices. Mood. Alright, definitely just cleaning this up. Don't want them to get a turn 3 Chariot. It's a little bit more than a whole year, Marin. Welcome back. Thanks for the over 3.5 years. Are there any blue cards in my deck right now? There aren't. And now if they play a Chariot, we'll get to Crippling Fear and crack them for 4. Be pretty clean. I think it's still just Crippling Fear here, right? You gotta save the antelope, shit. God save the antelopes. That was a pretty unfortunate sequence for us.
Every sword contains weight.
So, I think we Chariot plus Tainted Adversary here. Gives us a lot of blockers, makes it unlikely that Wrenn dies next turn. I got you, light reading reviews. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Aim to please. Are you talking about in Historic, Mar? We played Red-Green Wolves in Standard somewhat recently, and it wasn't very good. I don't even think the video made it to YouTube, if I recall. I don't really spend a lot of time looking at previews until we get a full spoiler ender. It's hard to really work on stuff too much. You want a hot take about other content creators, chat? The only reason to do reviews of cards before we have a full spoiler is because you're clickbaity. I'm not really down with the clickbait. I'd rather use my time efficiently and make content that's useful. Get up, come on. I've got 3 small children, Marty. You better believe I am down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. The plague rats, bring it to me. Speaking of children and sickness and the plague, we're one more approval, I believe, away from Pfizer's vaccine with the lower dose being approved for children 5 through 11, which would be nice. Actually, to knock on something made out of wood in my house, my children have actually made it 10 months into the school year without being quarantined due to COVID contact yet, so it would be great if they could keep that up until they're able to get their shots. Anywho, this deck, wrap up, it seems fine. I don't know that this deck is really meaningfully better than the other kind of Chariot, Wrenn and Seven decks out there. Like, it's playing a kind of different mix of cards, but a lot of our wins were just on the back of doing this, right? It's definitely clear that having some amount of counter spells in your 75 is important for keeping up with Epiphany. We did win our Epiphany matchup despite getting Cyclone Summonered a number of times. So I think if you like the look of this deck, it seems very reasonable if it's playing cards you like casting. I do really like Huntmaster here, and I hope that this card could find a place in the format somewhere because it's a sweet. I'm a big fan of Werewolf Titan here, but overall, in terms of like just raw power level, I don't know that I would really recommend this over other similar green decks.